remember from last time.
Oh. Yeah, Zach, I'll need your help with this. Alright, so last time on the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
What do you remember?
We met a little girl who was an inventor who was living with Sherlock Holmes, and it's Watson's...
Who is Sherlock Holmes?
Sherlock Holmes. My apologies. Is it Wilson, not Watson? What is it?
Yeah, Wilson.
Wilson. He is either Wilson's daughter or granddaughter, some relation to Wilson. Oh yeah, there's like a murder, I guess.
Yeah.
We're investigating it.
You remember the guy?
The guy. Yes, our fellow Nippon friend
Yes.
who is an anxious mess, which I can relate.
Soseki.
Oh, good name.
But yes, he is a fellow, what not Edgeworth would call a Nipponese Fram.
I just realized the background for the main menu is Holmes' home.
It's always the last location you were in game.
Oh, I love that.
Just checking real quick. Not that it matters much, but I'm like, might as well get these achievements while we play through since I got most of them the first time. Like, is there anything else that's needed?
I pretend I do not see it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't think there should be anything spoilery here, but...
Achievement for shooting a second.
Okay.
So Nick, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think that the games industry is popping off?
What the... And, like...
Answer the question, Nicholas.
No.
Answer the question, Nicholas.
No. No, I mean, the answer is no.
Oh! Why? But Nick, the Nintendo Switch just passed Nintendo Wii sales. What do you have to say about that?
Neat.
Is the game industry popping off?
No.
Why?
Everything is stagnant money grubbing right now. Every company is consolidating and it's scary and non-productive, and Ubisoft is still trying to sell NFTs, but they just say customers don't understand the future.
So, speaking about NFTs, you know who's into NFTs that I really hate is into NFTs? Two people. One, Diva's voice actor. Number two, Serena Williams.
Oh yeah, that was like, that hurt.
I hate it.
Oh wow. Ow.
Justin Bieber bought that one.
He bought the monkey.
He bought the monkey.
That's not surprising at all.
Yeah, that's not shocking.
Not in the fucking least.
You hear about the Troy Baker thing?
Nope.
Oh!
He revoked it.
Yes, no, I've heard that he's revoked it. That whole thing was just a fucking mess.
Yeah.
Oh, but also, shout out to Platonic Games, who made a statement that was like, we're not participating in NFTs.
Did you see
cryptocurrency.
Did you see the Nintendo headlines?
Uh-uh.
They had like a shareholder meeting, and like one of the, brilliant shareholders asked like, do you foresee Nintendo getting into NFTs in the metaverse? And they I've read these shareholder meeting minutes a lot. They basically said no in the like most we can't say no way possible. But there's a whole bunch of clickbait articles saying Nintendo didn't say they won't do NFTs.
Oh my god.
Because you can, if a shareholder asks during a conference, are you like going to absolutely not participate in this revenue stream? You can't say we will not.
Right.
You have to say we have not considered the possibilities of the They basically said we have no clue what we'd do with those.
Yeah, I remember at some point, someone tried to explain like PlayStation Now and Xbox Live to Miyamoto, and we just like didn't get it. So a lot of us like kind of gave up on Nintendo ever doing like an internet subscription.
Wait. Someone tried to explain PlayStation Now to Miyamoto?
Someone. In Xbox Live, and they were just like, we don't get why people want to pay to play online. But look at where we are now.
Yeah.
That's it.
Sometimes Nintendo being like late to the curb is a good thing and a bad thing. Because it's a bad thing because they don't have the conveniences and features of the other systems, but it's a good thing because sometimes they don't fall into the same traps that are, like, obvious.
Yeah, Nintendo, like, they are not always innovators, but when they are, they, like, really innovate.
Yeah.
So it's nice when they're late to the game because you're used to the same, like, formula on a certain piece of tech or a certain genre of games or something like that, and then they really switch it up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
like-
do something fresh.
Open world existed for years before Breath of the Wild, but now that's like that's kind of set the new standard.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna look at the it's the 19th of February at 2:38 p.m. on Briar Road. But first, I'm gonna look into some history real quick, just so I can like refresh myself on like what happened. All right.
Navi, you're
All right,
doing
cool.
really
So we're
cute.
going back to the crime scene. We're gonna be talking to Gregson.
Oh yeah.
That's right. We'll give it a try. Oh, and Iris is writing her new manuscript, The Speckled Band.
Oh, I forgot that she was like the writer for all those,
Mm-hmm.
and that it
It
broke
Susato.
Susaki's
Yeah.
heart.
Susato.
Suseki.
I'm sure it would break Soseki as well, but
Why did I? Oh no! Oh no! What's happening?
Oh, look, it's William Robbins in the background.
perfect. Let's find Mr.
I love
Gregson.
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams.
Yes, and let's see if he'll take a break from his chips to look at the silver tip Iris gave us.
No, I don't remember a single voice. Here we go.
I think
Yep.
he gave him like a Scottish thing, kind of.
It's kind of a British, kind of maybe Scottish thing. I just remember that I go like, when you
Yeah,
eat
just
chips.
do the fish and chips voice. Inspector Gregson, do you have a moment?
I'm sorry to say I don't. I'm a very busy man. Much too busy to talk with a pair of foreign gadabouts, that's for sure.
We have these for you.
I think
A
that
present from Miss Iris Wilson.
I think that's a better voice than he did last time, to be honest.
What? For me? From her ladyship?
Her ladyship?
Give that here. At once. Come on, hand it over. That's for me.
Don't wait for me to give it to you, will you?
His hands must be so greasy now.
Oh yeah,
And his pockets.
for sure.
What was that coin exactly?
I'm just thinking about putting the French fries in your pocket.
God.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Could you
Dynamite tater
imagine
tots.
if you poured some like ketchup and shit on there and then he just dumped them in his pocket?
Oh, Jesus.
So this was pre-1900s Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
It's a silver crown, obviously, but it's a lot more than that. It's, well, it's an appearance fee. That's what it is.
Appearance fee. Oh, I see you mean.
That's right, for the adventures of Herlock Sholmes. Her ladyship always offers me a little financial reward for featuring me every time.
Yes, yes, of course. I know all about your exploits, Inspector. I read them avidly.
Of course, her using my name without my say-so does make me the butt of a lot of unpleasant jokes, but still.
I'm sorry, Inspector. That must be difficult for you.
Never mind you that. So, what do you want to know then, eh?
Sorry?
Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem, it says. Well, obviously it's not a problem. Go on, fire away. What do you want to know?
Perfect! Well, if you wouldn't mind, Inspector, we'd very much like to know the address of Mr. Natsume's lodgings.
Ah, the little knife-wielding, mustache Japanese fellow? He lives in a right old hovel. It's just over there. Look. On the first floor of that house on the corner where the wreck of a bicycle is propped up.
Get it, Navi. I love you, honey. That is nearby indeed.
If I remember rightly, the landlord is a Mr. John Garraden. Right, well,
Navi.
Yo, Navi's like looking at the GameCube shelf.
She's staring at Yarn Yoshi with intent to kill.
Oh, she heard us. Yo. Also, for context, she's standing on this like giant beanbag chair that is way bigger than she is.
With her wobbly footing.
She's doing her best.
Yeah,
But I imagine that we're going to be kicking her out soon enough, huh?
inevitably.
I have faith.
You see her again, you make sure you give her ladyship my regards, you hear? I mean it. You tell her that Gregson sends his very best wishes.
Don't worry, Inspector. We will.
Right back in the pocket.
Goodbye for now, then. And long live her ladyship.
Womp, 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 womp.
Sorry, I thought I heard Walt doing some kind of dancing clap out there. Like, what the fuck is going on?
That doesn't sound unlikely.
Well, at least he told us what we wanted to know before he left.
Yes. So then shall we go and see what we can find in Mr. Natsume's lodgings?
Definitely. Oh, a British bicycle, look. Although the wheel is so misshapen, I'm sure it couldn't possibly be ridden
Navi?
anymore.
That's it. You're
Yeah,
out
it's
here.
Spanish.
That's it.
Someone must have been doing some breakneck cycling.
It's a perfect impression.
Did you just scream into the cat?
Yes, I think you did.
Yo. Yo, I love whenever we, like, take her out, we set her on, like, her little place that she sits, and she'll always just, like, be there the next time we open the door.
Sleeping. Cutefully.
Like, I can't be in there? Fine, I guess I'll go to sleep.
I guess I'll be.
It seems bicycles have become extremely popular in London recently. There's even a movement to change women's dress to allow them to ride as well.
The bicycle fad won't last. I don't see why anyone would want to ride something like that.
I assume that you took a screenshot of this when you first saw it, right?
I think I did, yeah.
Goodness, do you dislike bicycles?
No, not at all. I mean, it's not that I dislike them exactly. It's just that any occupation that involves taking both your feet off firm ground seems reckless.
Or, as Nick would also say, is like taking both your feet off a firm rock seems reckless.
Yes. I agree.
Nick doesn't like that the ground and the rock type are different.
They're the
in
same
Pokemon.
fucking thing. They're the same thing.
Okay. Alright. Alright. Yes and no.
Do go on.
Okay. Okay. Ground implies it is just like it is just the floor of the earth. It is just there.
The earth is a rock.
All right. Here we go. Here we go. That is the ground. Rock implies something unattached to the ground, like say a boulder that is just loose and hobbly and like sitting there. That's not the ground. It's a rock. It's a separate thing.
But a rock that's big enough to walk on is the ground.
Ice is just frozen water.
Yeah, I think that's equally stupid.
Oh, Nick, Nick, then in that case, what do you think about dark type and ghost type?
Ooh.
Dark is weird. Ghost, I'm okay. I think a Pokemon can be dark and not a ghost, and I think a Pokemon can be ghost and not, like, dark.
Why?
Because ghosts can be in the light.
Can they?
Yeah.
Where's the science to back that up?
Yeah, Nick. Where the fuck are your ghostly studies?
Yes. I need peer-reviewed scientific evidence that ghosts. If you ever tried walking on stilts and fallen into a river, I know you'd agree with me.
Have you heard this?
We'll have to hire a bicycle sometime. You can sit behind me while I ride you.
Oh, that's cute.
Love it. Oh, I'm sure there's already fan art of that, huh?
It's a velocipede.
Visiting a cold, dark vale brings home the reality of crime and punishment.
The workplace of the world's greatest detective. Oh, it's a dream come true. What's here? A fucking cannon.
Oh.
A log that's still lit.
It's a lovely little hobble. Oh.
Oh.
May I help you?
Ah, yes. This would be the residence of Mr. John Garrideb.
Indeed it would, sir. And who, might I say, is calling?
My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Mr. Naruhodo is representing Mr. Soseki Natsume. I believe he takes lodgings here.
God, her gels are fucking
Legendary.
fantastic.
We would very much like to ask him some questions about our client. One moment, please. I shall convey the message to Mr. Garadeb. Did you see...
Did you see that, Miss Susato? That was a real-life English maid.
I know. As I understand it, anyone of standing in English society employs a number of household staff. But that was the first time I've ever seen one in the flesh. Oh, this day keeps getting better.
It certainly feels like we've really arrived now, doesn't it?
We need only to meet a butler and the experience will be complete.
Well, I'm not sure if I'd go that far, but I understand the sentiment.
Thank you for waiting. Mr. Garadeb will see you now. This way.
I hope this is the only jiggle physics I see in this game. Oh my god!
I'm scared.
Oh,
I'm scared to approach this man!
Zach, you have to.
I
He will not speak at the same time as any of your other characters very often.
did I
Take a moment. Take a moment.
I need to take this man in, and I need to appreciate the fact that they have chosen to only show him at a profile shot because this is fucking beautiful. These might be like two of my favorite characters visually so far, and they're just like side by side.
Yo, I like how he is like the shape of a crescent moon, while she is the full moon.
You picked up on it, kind of.
Wait, really?
He's supposed to be a sun and he's supposed to be a moon.
Oh, gotcha.
Good day to you. John Garadeb, at your service.
Good.
Pleased to meet you, sir. This is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. He's a defense lawyer.
Do excuse me not getting up. Took a shot to the knee a few years back at the Battle of Maiwan, don't you know?
Nice Skyrim reference, dude.
Oh my fucking god.
I'm a bit of a gamer myself, you see.
I didn't get that far into Skyrim, but I did get to that.
Yeah.
Are the metal form? Yeah. My dyslexic ass literally just read that as earned a medal for my penis. Earned a medal for my pains, but I had to withdraw from service. Handed over the reins to the up and comings.
Award-winning penis.
It's a hell of a job getting up and down stairs now, I can tell you. Don't get out much, as you can imagine.
Yeah, it's quite a climb up here to the second floor, isn't it? I was panting at the top of the stairs.
You really must take more exercise, Mr. Naruhodo. What the fuck is wrong with you?
You think so?
Well, Mr. Garadeb, no doubt you were very courageous to earn yourself a medal.
Oh, it was nothing. The medal's just a full Darrow, really.
Why is everything like not straight?
Oh.
Does something seem off?
Why is only the metal straight? What's
Oh.
happening?
Oh, everything's a little. That's gonna come up in the fucking.
Do you like
face.
that super realistic picture of him in the background?
Yes.
I really do. I want that in my apartment. Wouldn't like to offend the general, though, so I grudgingly displayed it on the wall. Why don't you fetch it down, Joanne? Let those good people see it properly. Oh, fetch that. Catch it all, woman. Be careful.
Oh, dearie me. I do beg your pardon, sir.
You jolly nearly took the skin off my hands.
I shall be more careful, sir.
So anyway, there you have it. Living the quiet life now.
Yes, I see.
I hear you want to know about the chap laundering downstairs, is that right?
Yes, we would be very grateful if you could answer some questions for us.
Only too pleased, naturally, especially if it helps to keep the peace here in Blighty. Oh! Oh! Oh no! Oh, not the pipe, bro!
established an alliance with the Empire of Japan recently, as I'm sure you're aware. So this case is very much in the public eye, as it were.
I'm disgusted.
Oh, is it?
Even had some famous detective poking around, you know, in this old house, would you believe?
Yes, Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Could have been. Didn't catch the chap's name. Not really my cup of tea, all that detective business.
Oh, but you have a copy of Rance magazine here, so...
Eh? No,
Anyway, the chap's investigating the foreigner's room as we speak.
So he's in Saseki-san's room.
Bally nuisance is what it is. The whole neighborhood's twitching its curtains out. What are these, like, phrases? I don't like all this fuss. It's jolly unsettling.
These were words old people said in 1901.
About Mr. Natsume then, Mr. Garrida, please do tell us.
Ah, yes, the Japanese chap. Only been lodging here for a week.
Just 1 week? So he moved in very recently, then.
I have 2 lodgers most of the time, one on the ground and one just below us. First floor room became available a week ago. You see them? Ah! Dash it all, Joan. Do be careful.
Oh, my goodness, I'm terribly sorry, sir. If you want to know my opinion,
Oh.
I thought he was a shady sort from the moment I set eyes on him.
Oh, this is wonderful.
That's a good sound.
Yeah.
Oh, why? He seemed to have a most nervous disposition, always shaking, looking over his shoulder. The man had shady written across his sweat-soaked brow, if you ask me. I said to myself, Joan, that man is trouble. Sooner or later, he's going to do something untoward. And I'm rarely wrong about anything.
We won't be calling this maid as a witness, that's for sure.
Uh-huh. Was there anything else that struck you as suspicious about the man at all? Yes, oh yes, indeed there was.
She's dying to tell us. Had you noticed anything else at all about your lodger, Mr. Natsume?
Oh my word, yes. The man was shadier than an orchard. Could you elaborate? Well, take the man's room. Absolutely stuffed full of books it is, more than anyone could ever read. And he never so much as passes the time of day with another living soul. I hadn't seen a single visitor call. He just trots off to that old bookshop every day and comes back at 5 to light the gas fire. And the funny little man is up long past the time everyone else is in the house has gone to bed too.
Oh, I see.
Oh, why?
Stop. The gentleman on the ground floor goes to bed at around 9 each night, but I've never known that Japanese fellow to retire any earlier than 2 in the morning.
Ah,
Could you clarify something, I wonder? What, pray? How do you know so much about Mr. Natsume's routine? Oh! I'd understood that neither of the lodgers live on this floor of the house, is that correct?
That's right. Yes, they're both below us on the first floor of the street level.
Then how is it that you know so much about the lives of your lodgers? The precise time that they come back in the evening, for example, even the times they go to bed.
What? Good grief, Joan. Be a more careful woman.
How much teeth can that pot hold? Oh my goodness, sir. I'm terribly sorry, sir.
something doesn't add up here.
Cyclops.
Oh.
It seems that the incident took place at 5 in the evening. Did you happen to look out of the window at that time?
The window? The fuck's a window?
I can only face this side of the room. You think I could look out the window all the way over there? Yes, we noticed the window over there looks out over Briar Road. The incident took place on the pavement just on the far side of the street. Was there anyone suspicious loitering nearby?
5 o'clock is dinner time in the Garrideb household, so I'm afraid I don't remember seeing anything. How about you, Joan?
No, sir. It would have been dusk outside already at that hour. And with the fog as well, I should think it would have been quite impossible to see the other side of the road.
I see.
Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary then?
Such as?
Anything at all, even if it seems unrelated.
Well,
What? Was there something then?
it's nothing particularly significant, but around that...
Yo.
For the love of God, Joan, watch what you're doing.
Oh, dearie me, what have I done? I'm awfully sorry, sir.
So she's totally doing this on purpose, yeah?
Totally.
Yeah.
Of course, sir. If I may, Mr.
Narrow hollow.
Yeah?
I have an exceedingly good memory as far as I remember. Nothing of any significance took place here at this hour, nothing at all.
Really? Mr. Garrideb? The way you were talking before, it sounded rather like there might have been.
Oh, well, as I was saying, it was just a trifling matter, really, nothing of... Joan, dash it all, what is the matter with you, woman?
Begging your pardon, sir. Nothing happened.
Yes, quite. Nothing happened. Sat down, took a quiet, uneventful meal. Joan?
That's right, Mr. Garrideb.
What's the matter with these two?
Like, alright.
It sounds like something happened here in this room around the evening of the incident. But what?
I wish I knew. Could you tell us which floor Mr. Natsume's room is on?
It's certainly just below us on the first floor.
And Mr. Sholmes is investigating there, even as we speak?
Yes, told me Nats's name and asked him to look into the matter, so I gave him the key.
Mr. Natsume has engaged Mr. Sholmes' services?
That's a blatant lie. Would it be alright if we had a look around? In Mr. Natsume's room, I mean.
Don't see why not. It's just down one flight of stairs.
Who knows if we'll find anything that could help us with the case, but we have to try. We need all the clues we can lay our hands on, shall we?
Yes, and while we're there, we can speak with Mr. Sholmes again. Perhaps he'll be able to tell us more.
Oh god, what was my voice for Mr. Show Me Shomes? What's on the floor next to that shutter to the right there?
This?
Yeah.
Enormous screen, put there deliberately.
Yes, it would seem someone's trying to hide something from view. What could be behind it, I wonder?
Whatever they're using to observe all the peeps.
I'm gonna have a quick look.
Maybe let's not, Mr. Sud. I think the maid is going to head us off with a cup of tea.
I...
Maybe not. Oh well.
No.
Oh!
Huh.
Oh, that poor shelf on the right.
Yikes.
Look at this crockery on display here. It's rather unusual, isn't it?
Oh my, a genuine London dresser. Isn't it delightful? But the shelves are broken, the crockery is... Oh, God!
It really is. The word cracked wouldn't do the Chinaware justice.
I wonder. Perhaps the cannon was fired at it.
Yeah, probably something like that. Let's not think about it too hard here.
Alright. So I'm thinking of, like, ye old peeping measures. Obviously there's not, like, fucking cameras. So I imagine it's probably some sort of like listening tubes of some sort.
It's weird.
It's weird.
It makes sense when they explain it, but it's not something I would have ever thought of.
Okay.
Alright, time to find how he lives.
Oh, I can't fucking wait.
Oh.
Oh! But also, damn bitch, you look like
Oh, but yeah, holy shit. Imagine having a window that looks out into
Okay.
the brick.
Okay. Having two open flames in this room fucking... no wonder he's anxious all the fucking time.
But the real question is, where is Mr. Sholmes?
He's just clung on the book.
Look at this place. And smell it. It's musty. I suppose it's the mountains of old books that are responsible for that.
Yo, the fuck? I don't think I've ever seen so many books in all my life.
Me neither. It's so dark in here, too.
That brick wall is gonna, like, flip, and he's just clung to the other side.
It was a window once, I think, once upon a time, but for some reason it's been closed up with bricks and mortar. So this is where Mr. Natsume lives.
By the way, I haven't spotted Mr. Sholmes anywhere, have you?
No, that's true. But according to what Mr. Garrideb told us, the great detective should be around here somewhere, investigating.
He's the cat. Oh my... Oh.
Oh, what?
There he goes.
Where'd it go? Oh my, what an adorable little cat. Perhaps he's looking after all the books while his master is away.
I don't know about that. He disappeared into the pile of books as quick as a flash. It was a tricolor Nikkei, wasn't it? Do they even have that sort of cat here in Great Britain?
Perhaps Mr. Natsume brought the little creature with him from Japan.
That's made me feel homesick now.
Oh, already we've only been in the country for 2 days. And then we've been on a boat for like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And now you're feeling homesick? Oh, look, it's a beckoning cat from home.
It's a bit big and bulky, isn't it? Surely Mr. Natsume didn't bring that Maneki Neko all the way from Japan with him.
I hardly think you're in a position to comment, Mr. Naruhodo. Are you forgetting the enormous Daruma doll that you brought in your luggage?
Well, it can be dangerous traveling abroad. I wanted a lucky charm.
Well, I imagine Mr. Natsume wanted the same, and this cat is sure to beckon good luck to him.
It's not doing a very good job so far, is it?
Yikes. You mustn't say such things.
I didn't say anything. Why are my eyes such a giveaway?
That desk seems to be wedged into a crevice between the mountains of books on either side.
I suppose Mr. Natsume would sit there and read while stroking his cat. It's surrounded on all sides by these towering old tomes. Surely he dreamt of books every night as well.
Yes, he must have done, mustn't he? What's this? It's a receipt from a second-hand bookshop. Your books.
Ah yes, Mr. Natsume's name is on it, and the date of purchase. 2 days ago at 4:45 p.m.
That's the day.
The incident.
The day! That's just a short while before he was embroiled in the terrible attack. He must have been on his way back from buying some old books.
There he is. Oh,
No.
3 open flames on top of the book.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I thought he was gonna be doing some weird shit.
He's just reading.
He's just reading.
Right.
I almost like don't want
Unbothered, moisturized.
Right. to. What else can I? Can I? Yeah, I can look at the window.
Could you even call this a window?
I think so. It was a window at one time, after all. Although all that remains is some frame around some bricks now.
So really it's just a wall then, isn't it? Why would anyone deliberately brick it up like that?
I'm afraid I have no idea. Yeah.
Perhaps Mr. Natsume painted the brick design on a fit of whimsy.
That's alarmingly feasible.
One of the bricks is removable. That's how they're peeping. Jones in the walls.
Whatever the reason, the lack of ventilation in here makes the place very oppressive.
It does. I imagine me cooped up in a room like this would be extremely trying. You let a fart and it stays in here for a month.
Oh no.
Forever.
Forever.
That could kill you with the open flame.
That's a forever fart. Look at all those books stacked up there. They almost reach the ceiling.
They're all works of English literature, and they all smell so musty.
What's this volume of books? With this volume of books to hand, you'd never be short of reading material, would you?
No, what a dreamy idea.
A bad dream, maybe. Mind you, I don't imagine the books that's at the bottom of the pile now will ever be read again.
So reading is an experience that comes but once in a lifetime, just as the tea ceremony teaches us.
I certainly didn't expect the conversation to turn to the path of tea ceremony philosophy.
Alright, now let's talk to him. Look, Mr. Naruhodo!
There he is! Where did he come from?
Where did he go? Wow, Zach, that was kind of pithy. He seems to be engrossed in the pages of an old book.
Iffy?
I hope you won't mind if we disturb him. Hello! Mr. Sholmes!
You two, good day.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, let me see. Where was it that we met?
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, we were together on the SS Buria.
Yes, of course, the Buria. And let me see, what happened on that voyage?
It was Kazuma Asogi. He died, tragically. But you were a great help to us.
Ah, yes, but of course, the case of Mr. Asogi. Was the one with the snake, wasn't it?
Well, you seem to remember something, at least.
What an honor to be remembered vaguely by the great Herlock Sholmes. This is Mr.
Oh, no, my dear madam, hold your tongue. I pride myself on my superior powers of recollection. Your names are safely recorded in my brain attic.
Is that so?
My thought palace.
Miss Naruhodo. Mr. Susato.
The other way around, Mr. Sholmes.
He was almost there.
So close.
I lose the first round. In truth, I'd hoped to invite you both to my Baker Street suite the day we arrived in London. But some Scotland Yarders ambushed me on the railway station and whisked me away to a crime scene. It was an entirely trivial case, of course. I solved the matter in no more than 30 minutes.
So they apprehended Saseki-sen in that short amount of time.
I'm afraid the pursuance of a new case has dulled my recollection of my past involvements a little.
A little.
It's a mistake to think that one's brain attic has elastic walls and can distend to any extent. I do my best to forget useless facts, lest they should elbow out the useful ones. Yes, those are my own words of inimitable wisdom, you know, for an adventure titled A Study in Scarlet.
Please, there's no need to quote yourself.
I don't always remember my pearls of wisdom, but fortunately, my associate pens them beautifully.
It means Iris, I suppose.
Mr. Sholmes, we have some extremely important questions to ask you about the trivial case you just mentioned.
Goodness, what an earnest expression. My dear madam, I should be only too pleased, and this murky room is an apt place to discuss the murky case.
We know this to be the lodgings of a Japanese foreign student by the name of Soseki Natsume. It seems that you assisted in his arrest, Mr. Sholmes, for the stabbing of a young woman outside here on Briar Road.
Natsume. Yes, I believe it was a name rather along those lines.
But Mr. Natsume denies it. Was it really justifiable to arrest him on so little?
Yes. I'm sorry, Miss Susato.
Not the slightest idea what you mean.
Bitch.
Lit.
I can't believe he was looking Susato-san squarely in the eyes while feigning ignorance.
I assure you, I am not merely feigning
Oh
ignorance.
my god.
Would appear as if the pair of you are under some misapprehension.
Oh? How?
I assure you, I have no recollection of accusing your stooped compatriot of the crime.
But that doesn't make sense.
Good detective of Scotland Yard made the following request of me, and I quote verbatim. We need you to ascertain the identity and whereabouts of a man seen fleeing the crime scene.
A man seen fleeing.
There were a number of books scattered on the pavement at the scene. From the book plates, I was quickly able to determine the bookshop from which they had been purchased. On speaking with the proprietor, I was immediately led to this address. Elementary, wouldn't you say? I believe there is a receipt around here somewhere from the establishment in question.
Don't you think Mr. Natsume is the culprit then?
That I could not tell you. It was aggravating my faculties, hence why I returned here. However, this place is such a trove of fascinating books, I found myself quite lost in Do not be deceived into believing that I am a man of leisure. No, no, no.
Oh dear. Yep, this is a sip. This is a sip time.
Oh. Tell me, you encountered the landlord of these lodgings?
Yes, Mr. Garadeb, a retired military man.
It was the first time I'd ever met a soldier from the great British institution that is the services.
And it was the first time I've ever met a maid from the great British institution that is service. It wasn't that funny.
I do apologize. As you may well be aware, many households in London employ a maid.
Yes, I read as much in my Great Britain primer.
So conversely, whether or not a household employs a maid has come to betoken the social standing of those dwelling therein.
Betoken their social standing? Sorry?
Yes, they've been minted to the blockchain.
Oh,
Simply, my dear
no.
fellow. Those who employ at least a single maid are considered middle class. Those who do not are beneath that.
Wow.
The upper echelons of society, of course, households employ enough staff to constitute a large family.
Goodness, how extraordinary.
As you can appreciate, for those on the precarious boundary between the middle and lower classes, being able to afford just one maid is the first importance.
I'll ask this question after we get done with this dialogue.
Is it about the game?
No,
Okay.
it's about him.
Herlock?
For precisely that reason that I find great stimulation in the situation upstairs. Specifically in the retired army veteran, Mr. John Garadeb. Capable as he is, the fellow is hiding something.
Yeah, he is.
Whether or not it imposes on the circumstances of this case, I am yet unable to ascertain.
I'm thoroughly lost on what he means to say.
Okay, I was going to ask, he and Iris don't have a maid, right?
Who? Herlock?
Yeah.
No.
So, are they considered not middle class? Are they considered, dare I say,
Wow.
low class?
Oh, wow.
They get-
Even though he is a great investigator and Iris is writing his memoirs?
They touch on this in the next case.
Explain it to me now. No, I'm kidding.
Iris, give me my $1 Mac chicken, that's all. Good Good God, the salary is abysmal. This room is thoroughly suffocating for the soul, my dear fellow. I assure you, any man whose lot is to dwell in a place such as this will stab somebody sooner or later.
You know what? If I bet Iris would be all about
Stabbing.
Like kids' meals.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah.
little toy
Yeah, she wants
inside.
the Happy Meal, yeah.
Be
Be
all
like-
over it.
I'll get my $1 McChicken, and I'll get a Happy Meal.
I need fan art.
Mr. Natsume has stabbed none.
But sooner or later, as I said. He's gonna do it.
I don't think we're thinking about that right now.
About this dark little room, Mr. Sholmes. Why is there no longer a window? Do you have any idea?
No window.
Well, I mean, I can clearly see that there is a window of sorts. But it's been completely blocked with bricks.
Ah, I see. The answer to that question is quite simple. Window tax.
Window tax? What is that?
Surely, not a tax on windows.
Precisely that.
Oh my god.
Until relatively recently, a tax was levied on households in this country by the number of their windows. Those of lesser means, having inherited a sizable and costly family home, perhaps rapidly closed windows up. While the rich opened windows here, there, and everywhere. In an effort to curry favor with those in power by furnishing them with large sums of tax money.
Nick, is
This is real.
This is real?
Yeah, this is a real thing that
A
happened.
I
window
believe
tax
that.
was real.
Yeah,
I mean, this is the whole fucking reason why the, like... Oh, I almost said the wrong thing entirely. Like, the Boston Tea Party happened because, like, they were just fucking taxing everything.
Yeah.
if you go to London, you see bricked up windows all the time.
Oh,
Cool.
shit.
On older buildings, obviously.
How awful and unjust. Forcing people to live in rooms devoid of light just
Girl.
because they're poor.
I love that pose.
Honestly, that's the power pose.
Indeed, disease was rife as a result. So some 40 years ago or thereabouts, the window tax was abolished. Its legacy remains, as you can see, in squalid lodgings such as these, for example.
I suppose Mr. Natsume's stipend for living here in London isn't very generous, perhaps.
It appears so. I've done a little digging. Discovered that these lodgings were offered at an extraordinarily low price.
Because the room is so awful, I should think.
Apparently, Mr. Natsume only moved in here about a week ago.
Yes, that's correct. However, I don't believe the low rent is explained by the shabby nature of the accommodation.
Oh?
Still, that is of little relevance here, a matter not worthy of further attention.
Are you sure? I'm curious now.
Well, I believe I've told you all that I can now.
Thank you, Mr. Sholmes.
Ah, yes, Mr. Naruto. Was it not your intention to become a practitioner of law?
You remembered that, did you?
Will you perhaps be offering your services in this very matter, I wonder? The occupant of this room, Mr. Natsume, was it?
I'm not sure.
Sure. On what grounds?
Well, I actually defended someone in court only yesterday.
Really? Well, then I congratulate you, sir, on an ambition realized, and so promptly, too.
The thing is, it's really made me question things. Am I right to believe my clients, to trust their innocence?
Yes, trust.
Mr. Sholmes.
Much like I trust that my partner Wilson is alive and well overseas still.
Oh, he's doing great.
Ah, ha, ha, ha. My dear fellow, I haven't the first idea.
But I thought that's why you were here. Didn't you come back to investigate?
Yes, that was indeed my initial intention. There are simply too many fascinating books here. I couldn't possibly ignore them.
What a fucking mood.
I see.
Nevertheless, there are two facts that I can state quite unequivocally. The man who fled the scene of the crime 2 days ago was the Japanese occupant of this room, and there are witnesses who swear to having seen the same man commit the crime. That's all I can say. And one more thing.
One more thing. What is it?
I cannot say with any certainty whether or not it is of relevance to this case, but I am quite sure that the retired army man who owns this property is hiding something.
Mr. Garrett is? Mr. Sholmes said as much before, actually, though, didn't he?
Anyway, at present, that is really all that plays on my mind in relation to this case.
Mr. Naruhodo. As yet, our investigations have Oh my god! They've uncovered nothing that could help establish Mr. Natsume's innocence.
You're right. Perhaps it's time we probed a little deeper into Mr. Garrett's secret.
We're gonna go after the Cyclops!
Just remember, I cannot be sure whether the landlord's secret will prove to be of relevance or not. I wish you every success, of course, Mr. Naruhodo. Sorry.
Oh, no. I was about to do it the same, but, like, I want to make sure my headphone wire wasn't gonna snap or nothing.
A busy man indeed. He's gone back to his book in the corner of the room.
Nick, is there anything else I need to
I don't think so.
investigate down here?
I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick, though.
Cool.
Right back.
The book he's reading is like detective work for dummies.
We're just gonna look at him. We're just gonna admire this man.
Just appreciate him. The open flames do stress me out,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that it's more impressive that he has piled these books to this extent in a week.
Yeah, I want to know how big his baggage is. How many of these books did he have before, like, coming to stay here specifically?
Like his little desk area though seems cozy.
Oh, for sure.
He's got his little blanket, little seat, little teapot,
Little cat.
little cat.
Oh my god. The Nintendo Switch has outsold Deal or No Deal on the DS. Oh my god, it finally happened.
It finally happened.
Oh, also, did you see, like, this nonsense?
Oh.
Pajama Sam is on Nintendo Switch?
And Putt-Putt and Freddy Fish?
What is this?
What in the hell? Okay.
Is this the timeline we live in now?
I guess it is. Hey Nick, would you like to be severely depressed?
Yeah.
Um,
What could possibly make me more depressed?
so yesterday, right? I was reading about how a pipeline burst, and oil is spilling at a rapid pace, into the Amazon rainforest.
Oh, great.
And now today, an oil production ship has exploded off the coast of Nigeria.
Oh.
The world's on fire.
I remember, I think it was Cincinnati, where the river got so polluted, like, a long time ago that the whole river, like, caught on fire.
That's terrifying.
Alrighty. Let me put this back up. Pick this up and
Oh, wait.
continue going upstairs so that we can bully an old man.
Good.
Damn, we should have waited to play this until the 19th of this month, huh?
Yeah, we're catching up to the real time now.
Catching up.
Ah, you pair again. Tell me, was the detective chap, I forget his name, still hard at work down there?
Hey Nick, can you hand me that smelly pillow? Thank you. Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Ah, yes, rings a vague bell. All that detective business isn't really my thing, I'm afraid.
Well, Mr. Sholmes is in his element down there.
Jolly good show. Another cup of tea, if you please, Joan. Now then, why don't you tell me what... For the umpteenth time, woman, will you watch what you're barely well doing?
I shall be serving dinner shortly, sir.
Yes, of course. Rightfully rude of me, but I'm afraid I shall have to ask you to take your leave if you'd be so kind.
Oh, yes, of course. We are deeply grateful for all your assistance.
Not at all, not at all. Don't get much chance to talk with young foreigners like yourselves. It's been a pleasure. Best of luck and all that. Perhaps you could see yourselves out.
According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Garadeb is hiding something. And since no other avenues of investigation seem open to us at the moment, perhaps we should do some digging?
Now, can you look at that little stick on the ground, maybe? No.
No. Window. This window looks out over Briar Road where the young woman was attacked.
Yes, I can make out the policeman on the far side of the road investigating the crime scene.
The glass is rather murky, isn't it? You can't see very clearly.
Is this thing open at all, I wonder?
I shouldn't underestimate the bitterness of a London winter, sir.
Sorry?
As soon as you open that window, the tea will freeze in the pot. No Londoner would go opening windows at dusk in the middle of the winter, I assure you.
It seems very unlikely these two would have seen anything of the incident then. That portrait of Mr. Garadeb is glaring at me, I swear.
Oh no.
Have you noticed that all the little frames contain photographic prints of Mr. Garadeb as well?
She really is in the walls.
Yes, and there seems to be a statue of a lion on the mantelpiece as well.
I seem to come back from the local pawn breaker with that.
Seem to what do you mean?
Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry if I'm like actually moving through the
No,
text too
no,
fast.
you're totally good.
Chap who runs the place is a bally wizard willing to sell him something and came out with that thing. In point of fact, now I think about it, I rather often find myself leaving the place with something I don't need.
The lion ornament certainly does seem to surplus the requirements.
She said her son doesn't pull punches. Or her throws, for that matter.
He was like, yeah man, that's just ugly as fuck.
You don't need that. Get it out of here.
That looks like a Medal of Honor, and it's showcased on the grand banner.
Yeah, it's displayed with some pride, I would say. Although it bothers me that it's not straight.
What? That whole thing?
Sorry?
I should be glad to see the back of it, but the general would turn in his grave if I disposed of it. Wall's the best place for it, keeps the bally thing out of my way.
So it's just been polished to a shine by accident, then.
Oh yes, definitely. There appears to be an inscription on the medal itself. Look. Let me see, it says, for distinguished participation.
Sounds like the kind of honors even I could be in line for.
Damn!
Well, one doesn't like to blow one's own trumpet, but I was given that for my time in the army.
Aw, you served in the army! Good for you!
Can't measure an officer by the number of medals in his name, of course, common knowledge in military circles.
Right. Can't measure an officer by how many ribbons they have. Definitely.
Definitely not. What's up with the maid dress draped over the cannon?
You want to know about the cannon?
I want to know about that.
It's a full-sized cannon. What's it doing here?
Oh my. It's real! I thought it was a replica.
That old thing? Bah, that's a little more than a toy.
Sorry?
The army was selling it off when I retired, so I decided to give it a new home. Never know when the enemy might attack next. Jolly useful to have a cannon about the house.
Really? Isn't it overkill?
Be prepared, I always say. You never know what this twisted world is going to throw at you next, boy.
Do you think there may be trouble brewing, Mr. Garadeb?
Always is. Take Joan here. Never fails to have a clean apron in reserve. Tries them over the barrel, you see. They dried very well on the cannon there, Joan tells me, which rather proves my point, I feel.
It's been reduced to a drying rack. And one of the huge cannon looks like it's hanging its head in shame.
Oh, damn.
That uniform looks fairly ancient, doesn't it?
It's clearly been well looked after, though.
That whole thing? Bah! Not much better than rags, really.
Oh?
Wore that ceremonial garb at my retirement bash, you know. I'm not one for dwelling on the past, me. Would have gladly thrown it out, but you know how it is. Anyway, doesn't hurt to have the odd piece of memorabilia lying around, does it?
Oh, I see.
Perhaps we should leave the past in the past. Are those mortar shells? They're enormous.
I hadn't noticed. What are they doing here?
Those old things? Couple of little rounds I accidentally fired into the barracks during training, you know. Came a bit of colorful regiment folklore, that incident.
You mean you deliberately hunted out the spent shells?
Well, I wouldn't say deliberately, exactly. They're only scrap iron after all. Usually just thrown away, I believe. But you never know when the things might come in useful, do you?
Useful for what exactly?
Yes, well. Joan here did manage to knock one of the bally things on my foot the other day while she was dusting.
Oh no.
Hadn't shed a tear since 1869 before then, you know.
Maybe consider throwing them away?
Nah, that'd be too... Okay, thank
Does...
Oh,
Oh, yeah, books.
books.
I noticed you have a pile of books here, Mr. Garrett. Do you enjoy reading?
What, those old things? Ever experienced a London winter, boy? The nights are long. No better way to pass the time than in front of the fire with a jolly good book.
Oh, there's a copy of Rant's magazine here, I see. No doubt Mr. Garrideb enjoys the adventures of Herlock Sholmes, too.
The great detective has a great many followers, it would seem.
What did you ask?
Does the shelf say anything new? Oh! Oh!
I've investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place.
Oh!
Oh! I didn't even fucking notice that. Oh my god!
Blending right in.
Like, what a colorful collection. Oh, what a wonderful collection
What
of
a
cakes.
wonderful cake.
Hey. Lined up
Nice
on that
cakes.
gleaming silver cake stand.
The standing cakes, lined up more like someone has half demolished them to me.
Afternoon name is a tie of indulgence, you know. It is quite the English way. It is Mr. Garrideb's custom to take 2 cakes with his tea. That sounds delightful.
Wait a minute, though. There are at least 10 cakes on this cake stand.
Well, naturally, and it would never do to waste the leftovers. So whatever Mr. Garrideb doesn't eat, I say to myself, Joan, you shall have to tidy up.
How magnanimous of you.
Okay. Hey,
Click those cakes.
buddy.
What's he doing over there? What's he doing?
What's on the side of the screen?
Mr. Sholmes.
Aha! We meet again, my dear fellows. Good gracious, when did you sneak in here? Herlock Sholmes, sir, at your service.
Whatever were you doing over by the window?
Why, pissing, of course. I'm given to watching the evening sky as the sun sets, madam. Yet sadly, cheerful as the room downstairs undoubtedly is, it lacks an aperture for such observation. I took the liberty of borrowing a small corner of space by the window up here.
Keeping an eye to one's windows at dusk is the prudent thing to do in London, I'm gathering.
One other thing, Mr. Naruhodo. I thought perhaps you might be in need
Oh, yes.
of a smooch. Come here. Of a certain great detective's great mind.
Wait, he's not talking about... Is he? I didn't expect him to be going through that again so soon.
Oh, we're gonna do it again.
Let's go.
Do you mean Mr. Sholmes?
That's right, we're gonna spin! There is a mighty secret in this modest room. My eyes see even the most trivial of trifles. I take it you're prepared, Mr. Naruhodo?
I think so.
There is just time enough for one of my greatly admired great deductions. Let us conclude the matter before dark.
It's a very Christmassy room with the green wallpaper and the red
carpet,
flooring.
Yeah.
But also there's already a like dry line up there.
Mhm.
Like they don't need to use the cannon.
It's hard to reach.
It's too small.
Small.
But just small enough to fit in the walls.
Mr. Garridem!
She shot herself out of the cannon.
Though it would seem you are a military man of considerably distinguished service. Your standing as a landlord is most certainly not what one might call first rate. I'm afraid, sir, that it is all too clear to me. There are two conclusions I have been able to draw by careful observation of your living arrangements. Pardon? The first is that even as we speak, you are concealing the presence of a ferocious beast in your care. And second is that as a result of the beast's violent rampage, you have lost something very dear to you.
I hope he's not talking about the cat, because I'm really not liking this whole cat does crime theme that appears to be in this game. Mr. Naruhodo, look!
The old man's broken out in a cold sweat. Unbelievably, it seems Mr. Sholm's conclusions were both spot on.
How could you possibly? How could I possibly know, you mean to inquire? The answer couldn't be simpler, sir. For in the dense jungle of logic and reasoning, I, Reddit user Herlock Sholmes 69, I am the king of beasts. Yeah. I know only too well that wild beasts are not easily tamed. So, shall we begin?
Hajime Mashol.
Once again, Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular.
It's fucking time. Let's go.
The game is afoot.
Nature of the beast.
Certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see. That fearsome beast has been on the rampage of late within these four walls. Oh my god!
The walls.
Thus we are faced with the question, what form might this beast take?
What you looking at, Bubby?
What you fucking looking at?
What you looking at?
What you, who's in the
Actually, fucking right on this. I'm gonna lose my shit.
For a man of the military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid.
Yo, I hate that phrase. Military breeding.
Aye. Your furtive glance, yeah, you're breeding furtive. Mr. Garridem leads us directly to the answer. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that lion statue. Yes, though an army man, you appear unimposing at best. A fact that has fueled your admiration for the mighty lion, the king of beasts. What is this piffle, I ask you? In the end, your admiration became so great, in fact.
Yo, I saw Piffle. I immediately thought Puffle.
Puffle.
I thought Piplup.
Did you ever own a Puffle, Zach?
I did not.
What's a
You mean to tell me that you didn't play Club Penguin circa 2003?
Not only did I not play Club Penguin, it died on my birthday.
Oh,
No! Wait, really?
the Waddle On party was on your birthday?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Club Penguin Puffle?
Yes.
Oh, those things.
They're just like kids' heads with no body.
Yes.
Did you have a Puffle?
I did.
Nice.
Excellent.
When you're like a regular member, you can only get like one color, but when you become the paid member, the paid subscription, then you could get any color of Puffle. But also, like, I know this is off topic, and I'm like not allowing Mr. Sholmes to do his deduction. But at one point, when I was a wee kiddo and I was playing Club Penguin on top of the dancing lounge, someone hacked or glitched whatever their penguin to be dancing on top of the roof where no one else could, and
Banned.
he had a Puffle and it was just switching between all of the colors.
Oh, my
nice.
god.
All of the colors of the puffles.
Oh,
That's fucking sick.
And everyone was just like, I guess, bowing in front of the rainbow puffle and dancing along
not
with
worthy.
the Bella. And yeah, that's my Club Penguin story.
Thank you.
thank you for sharing.
You had a living, breathing specimen shipped from India, which you tried to keep in this very house.
Oh,
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 oh! Yet living with such a wild beast proved more difficult than you had imagined. The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence.
well,
As we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Madam? I think they're just like kinky as hell or something.
It's a lion and the
Wait.
wolves.
You do not consider me unchivalrous, but it is plain to me with one glance in your direction.
it is.
Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the current beast's whereabouts. While protruding from it is a handbill advertising a circus show.
Ah,
Yes, you sought to dispose of this terrifying lion, Mr. Garadeb, at Batty's Circus. Traveling show currently sojourning in a nearby park. I have observed the tents. You sold the savage lion, sir, to the circus troupe? I most certainly did not. I believe I have made my point. The fearsome beast which ran amok in this room was an Indian lion. A simple visit to the circus now will reveal the lion prancing jubilantly through a ring of fire.
A rampaging Asiatic lion.
I want to grow Asiatic lilies. They're black and they're wonderful.
Pretty
Ooh.
lilies.
Lilies. Oh, my poor throat.
your poor throat indeed.
Ow, Mr. Garadib! It is plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Indeed, in that blithe pose, the distress this loss has caused you is veritably tangible. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders, the pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arm. In fits of tears, you let your beloved beast go. The strain of losing someone so dear to you is clearly visible in your visage. Nonsense, man. I simply... What we must now ask ourselves is the true cause of this pain. We need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer.
It is.
Yes, it is this pile of bills that has been given rise to the pain you suffer. Every envelope contains another demand for payments. Cartloads of meat, potatoes, wheat, and tea. Indeed, feeding your beloved has had a devastating impact on the financial circumstances. So you had no choice but to let it go. Yes, well, now, in a fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack.
Unimaginable.
The aftermath of which can clearly be seen by observing the carpet over there. Very expensive woolen carpet, if I am not mistaken. So that's a candle, that's a burn mark.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh, dearie me.
Could have caused such a destructive outburst.
Oh, is she looking over at him?
This time, madam, I'm afraid it is you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wandering eye has settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at this tower of cakes. Oh, and the candle's missing. There is no creature more dangerous on this earth than a beast with an unsatiated appetite. Was it, or was it not once said by a certain noblewoman, if they have no bread, let them eat cake? Food is at the heart of all tragedy, in fact.
Whatever do you mean?
Having tired of the taste of cake, the beast began to stalk its next prey. Sure, I need not spell out the nature of his final act of destruction carried out by the beast.
There's only one logical conclusion. Worked into a frenzy by hunger, the lion attacked and ate the carpet. The teeth marks on the carpet are a perfect match with those of a lion I once saw in India. God damn, I'm good. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this beastly puzzle.
And you did a beastly job of it, Bubby.
he's doing the fucking Wojak face.
What is the matter with you, Joan? You're pouring scalding hot tea all over me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Gerardette. I'm afraid I didn't notice.
My deductions can be startlingly sharp. It stands to reason that your cup runneth over. Indeed, my revelations can make people spill tears at times, too.
Oh.
Mr. Sholmes, sorry to butt in, but again, could I make an observation?
Oh, why certainly, Mr. Naruhodo. What is it again?
Your deduction just now. Do you really think a lion could have fit inside a room this size?
Indeed, it is the only explanation for the facts. The terrifying truth all too often lies beyond the realms of common sense.
But wouldn't it be an idea to consider what lies inside the realms of common sense as well?
But if an uncaged lion has run amok in this very room, surely Mr. Garadeb and his maid would have been hurt, or worse.
Ah, that's where you are stuck. No doubt the former military man held his own against the beast using that large cannon.
I thought you said that they sold the lion to the circus.
And what about the food? Meat and potatoes are one thing. But I don't believe I've ever heard of a lion that drinks tea.
Ah, my dear Miss Susato, it occurs to me with some regularity that irrespective of race and breeding, whenever anyone lands on Great British soil, they are infused with a highly appropriate taste for afternoon tea.
Oh, what a glorious notion. Well then, Mr. Naruhodo, it's your turn to shine again. Prove him wrong. Fuck him up.
I had a feeling this was coming.
A slight massage, that's all Mr. Dome's deductions need. You can do it! Ganbaru!
Susato is such a wonderful character.
She really
Yeah.
is.
Excellent. I've been waiting for my trusty partner in deduction to step forward, Mr. Naruhodo.
Ooh. Partner
Hey.
in deduction? I think this is where we can actually, like, hit all, like, the right clues and context to get his route. So we can romance Mr. Sholmes.
Oh, okay.
Finally get him that kissy.
You want to go for the Garadeb route?
You know what? I should probably, like, make a save state right here so that we can go
Yeah.
after Garadeb later.
There we go, there we go.
You gotta go present him with a lion. Uncovering the truth is always worthwhile, whatever the motivation. At least I think that's what I want to believe.
Let us start again from the top. Of Herlock Sholmes' logic and reasoning spectacular.
Nick, I know this has nothing to do with the game or the stream. When is Ian coming over?
7.
Cool. Sorry, I wanted to make sure it really wasn't going to be during stream.
Oh, no.
Course correction. Topic 1, Nature of the Beast.
Blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying this all again. Suck my dick.
Suck his dick.
He's got an award-winning penis, after all.
Military breathing. Furtive glance.
I really didn't see the lion thing coming.
No, but if you observe Mr. Garadub's reaction, it rather seems as though some beast did indeed run amok here in this room.
Something with a very fierce nature.
But it
But-
couldn't have been a lion transported from India.
So what was it then?
We must follow Mr. Garadub's gaze. That will lead us to the true answer.
Remember, you can move the stick.
Oh! What the fuck is... What is that? I can't see that.
Legit. The frame... So the frame is purposely broken, which is making it...
Yo, is this like a bride's veil?
I think it is.
If you click on it, it doesn't present it. It just examines it.
Oh, cool. Oh, perfect! There we go!
Oh.
What's this
Oh.
photograph?
Oh wait, it's a child, is it?
Oh.
No, it's not. Fuck, I can't tell. It appears to be from Mr. Garredip's wedding. He looks very happy, doesn't he?
He does, but you can't make out his bride.
No, how unfortunate. Something must have struck the glass
Okay.
directly over the woman's face.
So it's Joan.
Is that your thought?
I think it's Joan, and for some reason, she has to pretend to be his maid.
Yeah, I
Mm.
can get behind that. Well, dang, it really wants to show me this photo, doesn't it?
Blah 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 blah.
It's the shells!
Could I? The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that newlywed bride.
Precisely, Mr. Naruhodo. No other explanation could possibly fit. Yes, this framed print pictures your wife, Mr. Garadeb. And while we lament the fact that her face is obscured,
Can still make out her mighty arms and note the considerable horsepower they must contain.
Yup.
indeed, surely any woman of such powerful constitution would be honored to be described as a beast.
Honor might be a stretching point.
Too late. The fact remains that the beast which so clearly savaged this room was your wife, Mr. Garadeb. Yeah. The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence.
Well,
Yet as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to, Madame?
Me?
For you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it is plain to me with one glance in your direction.
it is.
This is the shit with what's in your pocket again. Suck my dick, I'm not saying this.
The poor, fragile, defenseless woman is beside herself.
Well, I don't know about fragile.
Oh dear. Anyway, Mr. Sholmes is quite right. There's no sign of a Mrs. Garadeb anywhere.
But it seems there may be a clue as to her whereabouts. A clue this maid is trying to hide. I wonder where Mr. Garadib's wife could be.
Aha!
Your wedding ring gives us a handsome clue as to the whereabouts.
Oh, it's his son.
Indeed it does, that flowery band gleaming on your finger gives it away. For it is identical to the one shown in the hand of Mr. Garadeb's bride in this photographic print.
In other words, you are no extraordinarily household maid.
Sorry.
You're good.
No. You are Mr. Garadeb's lucky bride. You are Miss Garadeb herself.
Oh my.
Word!
Well, jolly fine detecting, sir. As you rightly surmise, this is the wife. Yes, my Joan. Rather let herself go, you might say, but she was a bally
Damn. You know what? He didn't even yell at her for that. And I can't even. You know what? I give her that.
Deserved it.
I'll give her that. She really let herself go. I'm gonna let you go.
Poured right
Go
on
to the
his-
nursing home.
and poured right on his award-winning
When you get the
penis.
chance, look at this man's age.
Oh my. It would appear. Would appear. Oh god, so that's what he looks like forward facing. Oh my. What? How old is she? Wait, what? What? He looks ancient!
Yeah, he looks
46.
ancient.
I mean, for 46 and 1901, he's looking pretty good.
That's fair. Valid.
He's got like 5 more years left.
The most comfortable of circumstances. After all, you are a retired army man, yet you are in the business of renting out rooms. I assume, therefore, you have insufficient means to employ a maid. Is that correct?
It's not right, I tell you. The second lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment, a man has his pride, don't you know? By golly, it's a sorry thing when a chap can't even afford to have a single maid in his employ.
Yes, here in London one is rather judged. A household cannot be considered worthy of society if it employs no staff at all. In my considered opinion, such concerns about appearances are a folly.
Just because you can't hire a maid yourself, buddy.
Yeah, you mean Mr. Garadeb has his wife work as his maid?
Precisely, am I right, Mr. Garadeb? Only in company, obviously, but listen here, this must remain a secret. Tip-top secret. Please?
Damn.
Blah, 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 blah.
Beast.
Blah, 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 blah,
Heavy?
blah, blah. Arm.
Mr. Sholmes is quite something. He's still calling Mr. Garadeb's wife a beast.
Yes, as a woman, that feels rather uncomfortable.
But Miss Garadeb is standing beside her husband as we speak. In other words, he hasn't lost his beloved at all, has he?
Oh, how true. So perhaps that supporting arm seems to be propping up his head. Has some other significance, then.
According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Garadeb's pain is tangible, though. That pose really signifies.
Whoa!
Hey, look at them cakes.
Nice.
There we
Your
go.
head weighs-
There's the other wall of the room. Let's
Your head
go.
weighs heavy on your shoulders. Your pain is being felt by that slapped cheek.
And of course, the deliverer of that impressive mark on your cheek that refuses to fade was you, Madam Joan Garadeb.
Oh, her
Oh,
eyes.
her eyes. I also like how, like, with that palm impression in his hand, it isn't like she, like, slapped him across the face, but that she jumped up and, like, high-fived his face really hard.
Like that.
Yeah!
Oh, yeah.
You have been desperate to hide the slap marks on your cheek, sir. How the blazes did you work that out, man? Nothing escaped the notice of one trained in the arts of observation, my dear fellow.
You know, let him look at you.
No.
Take a moment.
I don't want to.
Take a moment to...
I hate this. I hate this so much. He looks like a fucking Pokemon!
So that's why you haven't looked at us directly even once.
Damn! I wish he wouldn't!
Keep your other side from view.
Well,
You can turn back now, it's okay!
Please turn away, sir.
why are you subjected to such a violent slap? In other words, we must ask ourselves what caused Madame Garadeb to fly into a rage.
Furtive glance.
Furtive glance.
Bills! Oh, wait,
The
hold
only
on.
thing responsible for gobbling up all that food.
Real quick.
The lion never existed. It was Mr. Garrideb's wife.
Mr. Naruhodo, she's a person, not a thing!
Yes, well, she's also a person who gave her husband a mighty slap around the face. So one so hard that it left a perfect handprint, in fact.
Yes, why would a woman want to hit her husband with such force, I wonder?
I'd love to know the answer to that question.
Mm.
Oh.
Oh, wait a minute.
He's an avid reader.
I don't think this is a bookmark.
Oh, no, so it isn't. It's a note written in a woman's hand. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary.
Next to the signature here.
Marks. Made with lipstick!
Slap that ass,
Oh.
Garrideb.
What a passionate and romantic gesture.
Don't get any ideas, Susato-san.
Oh dear, I'm sorry.
This bookmark is actually a love note, then. Mmm.
Mmm. Mm-mm. Uh-oh. We got him.
Got him.
Yes, this is the love note that has given rise to the pain you suffer.
Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary, passionate indeed.
Ooh.
The sender of this note, a certain Miss Mary, is the fly in the ointment here. Look at her.
Hold on. Hold on just a moment. Nick.
Yeah? What?
Is Mary the woman who was attacked?
No.
Oh.
But that was
Oh! Oh, I was wrong!
that was where my head went to.
Well, the ballet woman.
You don't know her?
That note wasn't written to me. It was just in the book. I don't know how it got here.
Uh-huh. You have a theory?
I guess we would need to know where he got the book from.
Mm-hmm.
But if Suseki is frequenting a bookstore, maybe that note was meant for Suseki? Suseki?
Hmm. Hmm.
But James... No, it could be... Wait, there's one more occupant of the house we haven't met. His name is James.
We don't have a James in here.
You do not have a James in here.
No, we have John, we have Joan. And that's it.
Listen here, Joan, old thing I explained at the time. Bought the book at that second-hand place, and that note must have already been in there.
But the previous owner of the book was using the note as a bookmark, you mean?
Cold sweat drips down his face.
He pours infinitely.
That's right, that's what I've been saying. Ah! For heaven's sake, woman, look at the name. It's written to James. My name, in case you'd forgotten, is John.
A likely story. You know what? I thought it was funny when we first saw the note. It was like James and Mary. Like, oh, John and Mary. Wait, that's not.
Yeah.
But wait, his name is John. John and Mary.
Are you questioning my name now? There we have it. Arouse the suspicions of the female heart, you unleash a beast with the most ferocious might. Uh-oh. Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack.
Unimaginable.
The carpets. She ate the carpets. Oh my
Oh
god.
she ate the carpet. How dare me. Did I do that?
Eek?
But surely Mr. Scaradeb didn't eat the carpet.
No, of course not. But there doesn't seem to be any doubt. the state of disarray that this room is in is as a result of her temper.
No, that's true. So this is the last part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction that we need to fix. We need to only follow Mrs. Garrideb's gaze, and that will tell us the real answer.
Alright, let's see what we can see here.
Yee!
Yee.
Have the missing candle.
Knives!
We have the circus pamphlet. Of the cakes.
This looks like a very old candlestick, doesn't it?
The base looks too small. Surely it's very unstable. It looks to me that even the slightest knock would make it topple over.
Oh dear, that would be dangerous.
Wait, take a closer look at this. There's one candle missing.
Yes, I didn't notice that before.
Why is that, I wonder? Why is one candle of the 3 missing from its holder? Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only to look at the candlestick.
Most illuminating, my dear fellow, and of course the only possible way out of this logical labyrinth.
Yes, the remnants of a ferocious attack in which the carpet was devoured are clearly visible.
Indeed they are. The scorch marks at the end clearly give the truth away. Scorch marks? It would appear that this room is the scene of a little marital altercation.
If only it was aftercare.
Well, if only.
Miss Garrideb's mighty arm muscles left an impression not only on her husband's face.
On the entire room, the force of her strike caused a candle to fall from the holder.
I thought they were about to imply that her slap caused a shockwave that, like,
In seconds, the carpet was alight and the whole corner of the room was in flames.
Yes, the most ferocious beast in this world is neither a violent lion nor a vengeful woman, but fire.
And in this room, that ferocious beast bared its claws and ran amok.
Eloquently put, my dear fellow, so you see there is but one conclusion here. After the sparks of marital discord flew, this room was the scene of a fire.
oh
Oh,
no,
he-
you really don't have to. Oh, okay.
Please, sir, no.
His shoulders are soft. Oh!
Oh, I salute you.
Aww.
Aww.
Ding! Done.
Deduction.
Nick,
Yeah?
stop biting your fucking nail!
I wish it was that simple!
Paint him.
Paint 'em.
Paint him.
I will eat the paint. I've tried this.
Do it again.
Okay.
Keep doing it until you get frustrated and you're like, why am I eating paint? I'm literally eating paint.
I applied a solution to my fingernails for a period of time.
That made them taste bad, yeah?
Yeah.
Fuck that shit, it doesn't work.
It's the same thing they put on the back of the Switch cartridges. It's horse chestnut.
No, painting my nails has helped me, like, substantially. And there are still times where I'll like, catch myself, but honest to God, like, it makes me conscious of it because I'll go to bite them and I'll feel, like, the texture of the top layer of paint and I'll be like, oh shit, and then I'll just, like, remind me
Okay.
to stop.
Okay.
So it has helped me, like, a lot.
These dashing long winter nights, you know nothing to do but read in front of the fire. Luckily, there's a jolly good second-hand bookshop just around the corner. All my old novels there. And in the pages of one particular novel, you discovered some rather illicit material.
For which your wife admonished you harshly, it seems.
Don't know about admonish. Demolish might be rather closer to the mark. And beast is most certainly an attribute. But once you go back to the walls,
Here we go
woman.
again. And the carpet? Was that destroyed by a fire when a candle fell to the floor?
Afraid to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. Whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see a bally thing. was caught between the old Styx rage and the raging flames. It's a torrent picture. I got our voices mixed up. You painted a torrent picture, sir. One that would have been most entertaining.
It's sympathy for you.
Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The valley furniture started going up as well. We've had to hide the mist behind that screen for the time being.
Over here, Mr. Garrett?
You have nothing more to hide now, if you'll allow me.
Let's see how ugly this thing really is.
Oh, my favorite old office in that case. But as soon as the fire got hold of him, that was it. Whoosh, up in smoke.
Gosh.
And the wife started hurling things at me.
What a terrible sight it must have been.
There was I, back up against the window under heavy enemy fire, incendiary books coming 10 to the dozen. Worst of it is, I lost my favorite book called The Lion's Pride. Lion's Pride? Ah, yes, your notorious love of big cats is coming through again. I assure you the title didn't influence my choice in the slightest.
So the poor man really did lose something dear to him as a result of the beast's rampage.
Mr. Sholmes' deductions turned out to be correct once again.
It can only be described as the Great British Wonder.
It was total carnage, flames everywhere, and the old stick in full fettle.
Out of interest, what time of day was that?
Not sure I can remember. It was 2 days ago now. Let's see, around 4:55 p.m. 5 o'clock.
So at exactly the same time, at 4:55 p.m.,
Is it terror?
as a terrifying incident was unfolding outside your window on the street below.
Even more terrifying on the inside, I can assure you. Old Blighty could have been flattened outside by my window at that moment. I wouldn't have noticed a dashed thing.
Oh, really? Damn, so I really thought that y'all saw something outside and you were trying to keep it
Like secret?
quiet. But no. This fucking bookmark, which was illicit material, made your wife mad, and y'all didn't see outside, question mark.
Well,
There was smoke everywhere.
I was literally about to say there was smoke everywhere, so did they open the windows?
Mr. Sholmes.
Yes, Mr. Naruhodo, what can I do for you?
Well, I think we've got to the bottom of Mr. Garrett's situation now. But what does it have to do with Mr. Natsume's circumstances?
I can't help you there, I'm afraid.
What?
My dear fellow, if you recall, I did say as much from the outset. I warned you that although I knew the retired army man to be hiding something, I could not be sure whether his secret would prove to be of relevance or not.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Now, Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't lose heart. Bear in mind that all things fall into one of only two categories, those relevant to the case and those not.
That makes no sense to me.
Well, no matter. It's of far greater importance that you make up your mind now.
Sorry?
Visiting hours at the prison will soon be over.
Oh no, is it that time already?
If we're to accept Mr. Natsume's case, we have official paperwork to attend to.
So that's it? No more time to think?
Perhaps you'd like to betake yourselves to bidding us farewell now. I must prepare supper for Mr. Garrett.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Thank you both very much for your time.
The Seki-san will be waiting for us. And I'm going to have to give him an answer.
So yeah, I think they did see something. I think they opened up the window when it got smoky in the room. If that makes sense.
That does make sense.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this because it's not spoilers, but it'll make this case make a lot more sense to you. So this, this game was originally 2 games, right, on the 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
It was supposed to be 1 game, but it was split into 2. because I guess money reasons, and also, they had a hard time, like, fitting all the development into one cycle.
Right.
This case is one half of a whole.
That's so annoying because the last case was like that too.
No, the last case is concluded but not fully explained.
But so
This one will be resolved, but there are like little threads that'll be sticking out that will be explained later. So if there's like anything weighing on your mind by the end of it, that's what's going on.
So is it gonna wrap up in case 5 or in like the next game?
You'll see.
Oh boy.
Bitch!
Oh
That
boy.
doesn't answer my question!
Oh.
Your question is not meant to be answered.
Well.
Oh boy.
Well.
Well.
Well. Usato. Throw this man.
It's time, Mr. Naruhodo. Prepare yourself to be Soseki slammed into jail.
I know. Let's hail a cut. Oh,
What's the matter?
it looks like something's going on over there in front of the Garreted's house.
James.
Oh! Who the fuck is this?
I know thee not, old man. Fall to thy prayers.
Ah, here we come, old man, you rum-looking ninny-penny.
Oh.
Oh, these fucking character designs. There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy.
Who's this Horatio fella, eh? What are you on about?
Excuse me.
What the? What do you want? Who are you now?
I'm sorry, it just looked as though there might be some problem here. And my associate here, Mr. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, is a lawyer, you see.
Lawyer, what? If I can be of assistance, I'd be happy to help. I'm from Japan, but I've studied English law. Fine. I'll be on my way for today. But you mark my words. This ain't over yet.
What? The fuck?
Get me to a nunnery.
Do I look like a blooming nun to you?
Who are these men?
Fuck are you?
Oh my god.
Yeah, just hold on to that.
I do hope you're not injured.
Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so gentle, thank you!
What's that all about?
There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, that are dreamt of in your philosophy.
I'm not Horatio.
Forgive the inquiry, sir, but are you a lodger here in the Garrett residence?
Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so right! Yes, I do dwell in this humble abode.
Mr. Garrett had mentioned he had another lodger, didn't he? This must be the man. You happen to know the other lodger who lives in the first floor?
Oh, yes, a gentleman named Natsume. Oh, more worthy a polemist in my battle of words ne'er ever could there be.
What? His mouth. His mouth!
It extends past his lips.
Sorry, battle did you say?
Who is the stronger, Hamlet or Macbeth? Mr. Natsume and I sparred long into the night.
Oh.
I see.
I don't fully understand, but it seems Mr. Natsume and this gentleman are acquaintances, at least.
So, fair maiden, so, good gentlemen. I can't tarry here any longer. Fare thee well. Whoop, 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 whoop.
What the fuck was that?
Seems he's unaware of what's happened to Mr. Natsume, so he can't really help us. With Soseki-san and that man as lodgers, the Garrett house is full of eccentrics. Anyway, I'll go and find a carriage.
Good. I'm sure Mr. Natsume is eagerly awaiting our return.
Let's hope we can get to the prison before visiting hours are over.
God, he's so animated. Oh, it's you. You're here. You came. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo, Esquire. I can't believe you came back. I'm so touched.
We are so sorry to have kept you waiting, Mr. Natsume. Oh, does Mr. Soseki does the thing where it's like
Yeah, you like poses and
it says thing? Yeah, poses
like
and poets.
alliterations. Yeah.
No, think nothing of it. Relax. If I were a cat, I would purr with pleasure at the company of such fine compatriots. Noble, nurturing, never failing Nipponese.
Oh, now let's not get carried away.
There's nothing more reassuring than the familiarity of one's native land. On the other hand, it is through friendship transcending international borders that one truly appreciates the facts. Such is my belief. My poor throat. God. Oh, it's just it's you. The miserable, rotten spy, Herlock Sholmes.
Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing
Yeah,
here?
I suppose it's like, hey, it's me.
What up?
It's your boy.
No intention of doing anything per se, save observing, of course.
Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes?
Well, having encountered some curious reading material in that gloomful room, having unmasked the secret identity of that eccentric bear, I decided I should drop in on my way home to see how our divested friend is faring.
Gloomful room? Oh, that was him! I'm so sorry!
At least your accommodation here offers a window, my dear fellow. In that sense, it is a superior room. Anyway, I must commend you on your taste in books. My day's been a delight and cost me not a penny. You! How dare you, Herlock Sholmes! I've had it. I'm through. I'm at the end of my rope. I should never have come to Great Britain. It was a terrible mistake. Haunted by spirits in those accursed lodgings. No doubt my luck will be cursed in tomorrow's trial as well. My life is be damned!
What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo?
He mentioned that once before, didn't he? That his lodgings were cursed, I mean.
Can you hear someone in the walls? There is much truth in Mr. Mustache's words.
What?
Cursed is a wholly appropriate description, I would say. For the man's lodgings, and indeed, for tomorrow's trial.
What's that supposed to mean? Mr. Natsume, what do you mean by what you just said now? With the trial tomorrow being cursed?
Oh, no. Why are you looking so grave? You're making me nervous. I was just getting carried away, that's all. I didn't mean anything by it.
Oh, I see. That's really agitated him.
You don't mean the trial really is cursed somehow?
Are you referring to the prosecutor? The Reaper of the Bailey?
The Reaper? Oh no, what do you mean? Please, tell me, summarize it succinctly in 16 salient words.
No defendant has ever survived a trial in which the Reaper stands for the prosecution. Ever.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Holy shit! Oh, nice!
Excellent.
Oh my goodness, can it really be true? That was 16 words exactly!
Yesterday, Mr. Naruhodo successfully defended someone against the Reaper. But then, after the trial was over, the defendant passed away in unusual circumstances.
Mr. McGilded.
What? I am impressed, Mr. Sato. You have an eye for detail.
Actually, the Lord Chief Justice told us.
Mr. Sholmes. Surely it can't be that having failed to have the accused convicted, Lord Van Zykes killed the man himself?
Oh, no, he couldn't have, surely.
You have some wonderful notions.
He's so freaked out! Oh, this poor fella, he's like, I haven't read a single book
Literally
in 22 hours!
Sorry.
And isn't a mass murderer, he's a court prosecutor, my dear fellow.
Oh, yes. Why, of course he is.
Of course he is. Then why are you trying to scare me? It could be said, however, that the real truth about the man is even more terrifying than your hypothesis.
What on earth do you mean by that?
Zeeks is a quite exceptional man, however, in London courts of law. Exceptional does not equate to winning every case without exception. That's good.
Sasaki-san looks like he's going to cry tears of joy.
You have no doubt aware in a British criminal trial there is both a judge and a jury. The judge officiates based on the letter of the law, whilst the jury offers public opinion and common sense. It's an excellent system whereby the defendant's guilt is considered from several points of view. However, public opinion in particular is somewhat easily manipulated.
Right.
Criminals and corrupt lawyers, for that matter, can use it to their advantage. By any means at their disposal, contriving evidence, calling imposters as witnesses, and so on. It's quite sus. By such underhand means, those who would want are to be able to sway the jury.
He's gonna bring in an updated autopsy report.
Which means that even in the light of irrefutable evidence, the prosecution can fail.
But it means that the wrong verdict can be passed.
Sadly, is from time to time, my dear madame. It is simply the reality of the situation.
And that's alright?
However, those indicted by Lord Van Zeeks cannot escape justice. Their fate is sealed.
Oh my.
Though the adjudication may see them leave the courtroom with their freedom, within months they all disappear. Zavari, it is most striking. Disappear? But how? By all manners of misfortune, sir. Perhaps they are trampled under a passing carriage, perhaps they fall into the Thames and drown. They are suddenly overcome by a raging fever or attacked by a highwayman. Oh, no. All examples of the reality of events here in London, I'm afraid, Mr. Naruhodo. I knew it. I'm a dead dodo, done for, doomed!
Anyway, tell us about your apartment.
Tell us about the voices in your walls. Did they sound...
When you said accursed lodgings before, you were referring to your room at the Garridums, I assume? Do you mean to say you believe the place is cursed?
A year now since I came to Great Britain. I'd only been in London a week before I started to notice strange feelings in myself.
That didn't take long, then.
Everywhere I looked, there were foreign faces staring at me, laughing behind my back. I was sure people were talking about me. I started to become nervous about going outside. They were always staring at me, all the time, from dawn to dusk. I shut myself away in my room, but even that didn't help. The fear wouldn't go away.
You must have been very lonely having been away from your homeland for such a long time.
A number of times, most recently to that room in Briar Road a week ago now.
Yes. Why did you choose there? It seems a little inconvenient.
The rent is cheap. I have so little money it appealed to me straight away. Of course, I asked why it was so affordable. The landlord just simpered and said, "Room is cursed." Oops. He quickly tried to cover his mistake, but it was too late, so I told him, "If you have something to say, then say it. But if not, don't mention it in the first place."
Yes, well said.
It was true. It was all true.
Hi, Dylan.
Hi,
You mean
Dylan.
the room is cursed, then?
Since I moved into that windowless hellhole, my sleep has been plagued with nightmares. I awake feeling as though I'm being choked to death, and in my waking hours, people are stabbed in front of me as I walk down the street. I'm branded a killer, thrown into prison, nobody wants to know me. I'm surrounded by scary, sinister spirits. Only there was someone, just one person on my side.
Just one.
Only one.
Yet no one find it in his or her heart to believe in me? Really? No one at all?
To believe. Yes, to believe. The heart of the cards.
To believe.
Believe it. Mr. Sholmes.
Ah, me, Mr. Naruhodo? Pray, what can I do for you?
It's about the case on the SS Buria, if you recall.
The Buria. The Buria. Ah, that case, the one with the snake.
Sure.
Well, yes. At that time I was the suspect, but you believed in me and listened to my side of the story. And you helped us to investigate.
I did I? Interesting.
What I want to know is, why? Why did you believe me?
I see, yes. You mean... because you were a grimly dressed, shady Eastern fellow found with the victim in a locked room?
Inside a locked closet?
When you say it like that, yeah.
A little surprised that the answer requires explanation, my dear fellow. It's quite simple, really. You said, I didn't do it.
But I could have been lying.
It's true.
Surely you must have had your doubts. You must have suspected me a little.
You were a little sussy.
Just a little bit.
Just a little.
A slurp of sus.
I think perhaps you have misunderstood. I neither recall believing in you, nor in that which you were telling me.
What?
That's right, I'm dumb as shit. You see, the only things I believe in are those I choose to believe in.
What do you mean, Mr. Sholmes?
Make up my own mind about what is to be believed and what is not. I should like to believe in something I do. The circumstances can hang as far as I'm concerned.
But I could have betrayed your trust.
Ah, ha, ha, ha. In that case, I should have made an elementary error of judgment, nothing more. Betrayal of trust is an overused excuse, in my opinion.
Meaning,
Whether or not one should trust another is, in the final analysis, down to oneself. It's a matter of whether or not one can trust oneself. Yes, he's right! He's right! Locum student Mr. Naruhodo, Esquire!
whether or not I can believe myself.
A defense lawyer is only as good as his faith in his client.
Yo, I love how you remember his voice.
I will never forget Kazuma's voice.
And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself.
Ultimate cool guy.
I literally was like, I'm gonna see this guy for the whole game. I'm gonna do a really cool voice for him, and then I didn't.
Well, you were so
you were
right.
so
Kazuma.
right, Kazuma.
Well, my dear fellows, it's time we were leaving, I believe.
Already?
Listening hours are over. The guard will be here shortly to escort us out. There is a restaurant near here that serves excellent trout. Would you care to join me?
Can I come?
Oh dear, there's never enough time, is there?
Mr. Natsume, if you'd like, in the trial
I'll
tomorrow,
bring you some leftover trout.
I'd be happy to represent you.
Welcome, student Mr. Naruhodo, Esquire.
As I said, I only experienced a British courtroom for the first time yesterday. And although the man I represented was found not guilty, I lost sight of something crucial.
Crucial?
What to believe in, the defendant, justice, or the truth? How to believe, even. But I think I finally worked it out. I've decided I must believe in myself above all else to trust my instinct.
Yes. Nope. It's the wrong one.
And my instincts are telling me that you, Mr. Natsume, are innocent of this crime. And it's imperative that we prove that in court.
Locum student Mr. Naruhodo, Esquire.
I will fight for your innocence until the bitter end with every weapon available to me. So I hope you'll permit me to represent you tomorrow.
As I said when we first met, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who will listen to me in my native tongue.
Of course, Mr. Natsume.
Be fair to say, Mr. Naruhodo, that your mind was, in many ways, made up from the outset. You merely needed the events of today to fully realize it.
Yes, I think you're right about that. It's been a roundabout journey, but I got there in the end. Mr. Sato,
Yes?
would you be willing to stand by my side tomorrow and help me in court?
Yo, yeah, same. that hit differently. Absolutely. As I said this morning, you may consider me your personal judicial assistant.
The shocking events of yesterday's trial still weigh heavily on my mind, but it's time to stop looking backwards. Kazuma believed in me, and Mr. Sholmes believes in me now, too, so it's time. Time that I learned to believe in myself, so Seki-san has no one. He's all alone, so it's my job to help him, to fight his corner. Tomorrow in the courtroom with all the strength I can muster?
Well,
Wow.
I guess we are going to continue this.
If you need to drop out, you can.
Yo, because
That was
We're gonna
actually a
end-
lot more than I thought it would be.
we're going to enter the trial tomorrow. And we're going to have, oh god, jurors who we need to do voices for. You have talked a lot.
My
Zach.
sound needs a fucking break.
Yeah.
And which file do we say then, Zach?
Or because it's for sure our file.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, we can stop there.
Yeah, you know what? This was good.
That was a lot more than I thought it would be.
That was wonderful.
Yeah, that was
That
fun.
was great.
I like those two characters a lot.
Yeah.
Do you want to aim to do the trial part next week?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
I'm
even
cool
like,
with that.
yeah.
I mean, like, I don't, I mean, I do work until, like, next Wednesday, but, like, I'll for the most part, I'll be here, and, like,
As long as we don't start late.
yeah, as long as we don't start past, like, 6.
Cool. Maybe on the weekend then.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
All right, cool. Thanks for joining us right at the end, Dylan. Sorry that we're like dropping it like right after you got here.
Sorry, Dylan, love ya.
Love your
It
friend.
seems to happen a lot with Dylan, unfortunately.
It's okay.
It just means you should always be here, Dylan.
Always.
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 Goodbye.